Hello, how are you today? How's everything with you? I hope you have a wonderful time. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. Today I still talking about the economic rights, but now I'll talk about something totally different. Today I'll talk about the topic that made a lot of people wondering why Islam having this rule or this law. Today I'll talk about the topic that many people who hate Islam used it to tell people that see, Islam is not fair. Today's topic is the topic that make people trying to say we need to change this rule in Islam. Today I'll talk about the topic that so many people used it to tell people that the women and men in Islam are not equal. Today I'll talk about a verse in Quran. This verse, so many people took apart from it and used it against the justice of God, the fair, how Islam is fair. They wanted to prove the opposite of that, so they just cut the verse and used it for their own purposes. Today is all about the verse that says, for the male, what is equal to the share of two females? This sentence is from the verse 11 in chapter 4, and it's not even a whole verse. It's a small sentence from a verse. I said before that it's totally fair to let the man 100% financially responsible on the woman, even if she has her own income or her own money and she doesn't want to spend them on herself. It's his responsibility. You can go back to the first episode of the economic rights. I talked about the first reason why is that fair, and I said there is another reason for that I'll talk about it today, inshallah. Before I go further, I want just to give a small reminder that the women before Islam has no right for inheritance in all religions and all around the world. And I challenge anyone, if they can bring me something from the history before the period of Islam, if there is a woman can have a part of the inheritance in anywhere in this earth. No. The other thing, that in some areas the women was a part of the inheritance. Yes, she was a part of the inheritance. So Islam came to change all these rules. Islam came to make justice in this earth between men, women, kids, adults, everything, everyone. It's the religion of fair. It's the religion of justice. So the woman is entitled to a part of the inheritance in Islam. And actually, we have this part right, that if there are a daughter and a son, the daughter will take the half of what the son will take from what their father left after he passed away. Why? For the reason that we mentioned before in the first episode. I told you there is a second reason. So many women got happy and excited and yay, the man should spend all his money on us and we don't need to spend our money even on our needs or on what we want, right? But this is not fair somehow. So to make the scale balance, Okay, and God wanted to make it fair and to make the scale balance. While she doesn't need to spend anything from her own money and she can keep them. With that, she has a part from inheritance. But just to make it justice, he said your brother will take more than you, because at the end he will spend them on you as a woman if he's following the right Islam. Got it? So at the end, the circle, all the money goes back to the women because he needs to spend them on her as a daughter, as a wife, as a sister if she's not married, as a mother. He is responsible to spend his money on their needs and on what they want, even if they have money, while she has a part also from the inheritance. So to make it fair, their part as sister and brother less than the brother part. But that doesn't mean it's general rule that the woman inheritance is the half of what the man have. Always. It's not always like that. So if she's a wife, she has a different part. If she's a mother, she has a different part. If she's a sister, if she's a grandmother, if she's a granddaughter. So it's totally, her part from inheritance is different from situation to situation. It depends on the relationship to the person who passed away, how close she is to that person or not close to that person. Also, it depends on how many members in the family needs to share what the person who passed away lived. So in some cases the woman will take more than the man, and in some other cases it will take half 50-50. It depends, as I said, on the relationship to the person who passed away. And also the same woman could be a sister, a wife, or a mother, a daughter at the same time. For so many people will pass away, she will have her part from each one. If she collect all these together, it will be much more than we imagine. So it's much bigger and more organized than what we think. So if you want to know more about it, if you want to know some details about it, if she's a wife, how much she will earn, if she's a mother, how much she will get, if she's a daughter, all these things, and if you want to know the exact amount for each case, you can watch the next episode. I'll talk about it from Quran itself. I'll tell you the verses in Quran that shows how much the woman will take from the inheritance in some different cases and situations. And at the end, you should know that the inheritance in Islam is a huge science for us, and we have specialists on that, because it's totally, sometimes it's totally confusing, and it could confuse some people on how many members in the family, how many kids they have, if he has a wife and the mother, or if he has just a wife but not mother. All these things, is a lot of branches, a lot of confusing stuff. So that's why in Islam we have specialists just on inheritance and how they give everyone the right part under the fair and justice of Islam. Surah An-Nisa, which is chapter 4, it means it's called a chapter of women. It has most of the details about the inheritance for women. If you want more details, you can read it. And I also, as I said, share some verses next episode, inshallah, to know more about it.